submarines on Earth, at least the one we know about. I have separated them out by each country. However, rule the wave, rule the world. Is saying that ring especially true is recent year as global power dynamic are shifting before our eyes. Submarines represent ocean power. So today's let's look at the 471 non-military submarines and which country they belong to, both big and small. I want to tour this so that we can see how countries use these vehicles not only to protect their country but also to project power. Of the 43 countries that have submarines, most just have small fleets, less than a dozen. How we got these number and space? And yes, these submarines are to scale. The smaller countries want submarines for slightly different reasons than the big countries. For these small navies, having even one submarine is a major level up because submarines are designed to be invisible, to lurk and spy, and be ready to attack at any moment. Their great advantage is that your enemy has no idea where they are, so they have to assume that they could be anywhere. These submarines are also much smaller than the ones we will see later on when we get to the big navies. And almost all of them have a massive limitation, which is that they are powered by diesel engine and need oxygen to run. This means that the submarine has to go to the surface every so often to run these loud engine to charge the batteries on the sub before diving back down again. This makes these submarines less efficient than nuclear powered submarines that we will see later. These submarines could stay underwater basically forever. That is, if they did not have human aboard that needed to come to the surface for food and supplies. These small navies are made to patrol and protect a country. Coastal water. The ocean close by, making anyone think twice before attacking the country. So, we are arriving at a bit of an exception to this Israel. Israel currently has 5 very modern submarines, 2 of which can stay underwater for up to a week without needing to take in oxygen, making them slender than the older diesel model and allowing them to travel up to 4,500 kilometers. And will all of the submarines we have seen so far carry smaller weapons like torpedoes? Israel submarines can shoot missiles loaded with nuclear weapon. At least that what the US government believes and has said. Even though Israel denies all of these, Israel used these submarines as defense against the many enemies they have in their region, like Iran, hoping that these nuclear armed submarines would make Iran think twice before every strike Israel first. By the way, those Israel submarines are being purchased from Germany, a country that is come up here soon. Germany has 6 super powerful long-range submarines of their own, but they also build and export submarines all over the world. Here we have Australia, which have a relative small fleet of diesel submarines. But this is going to change soon, thanks to a historic deal with the UK and US. Australia will soon have super advanced nuclear powered submarines. They are buying this from the United States. This is only part of the US effort of arming and strengthening its alliance in China's neighborhood. By the way, this is where you are starting to see us moving into more powerful navies. These navies use their submarines not just to protect their country and coastal water, but to protect power in the region. So you will start to see bigger and more advanced diesel submarines. But we will also start to see submarines that run on nuclear energy, like these French and British submarines. These submarines have a nuclear reactor on board, break apart atoms and creates an immense amount of energy that heat up water and power the submarines. It could do the basically forever without having to go to the surface for air. This process also makes oxygen and drinkable water for the sailors. Having a nuclear reactor on board is a game changer for the submarines because it allows them to silently patrol the sea. traveling long distance and protecting power to region that are important of them. Here's come to the fleets of Greece and Turkey. They have a smaller numbers of submarines because both countries are securing their water as very important. And will they don't have nuclear power plants on board? Both countries have submarines that do not require as much oxygen as typical diesel submarines, allowing them to stay underwater for much longer. This is also where you start to see submarines that are equipped with the most powerful weapons of all. India currently has at least two submarines that, as far as we know, are not only powered by nuclear energy but can also launch rockets with nuclear weapons on them. They have a range of around 700 kilometers and they are working on two more, which could potentially increase the range to more like 3500 kilometers. They are also planning to build a fleet of at least 6 modern attack submarines that are quicker and that are means to occupy and support to these nuclear armed submarines. Though it's hard to know the full picture because a lot of them detail from the Indian Army are kept secret. Here comes Iran. They don't have nuclear capability on their submarines, but they do have a lot of submarines. These four big diesel-powered submarines and at least 15 of these mini submarines. They use these to patrol their coastal water, through which a lot of valuable oil flow. We have got 6 countries left, and this is where things get really fast. And are two countries that have a lot in common. Both are higher tech economy. Both are close friends with the United States. Both are deeply reliant on the ocean. And currently, and crucial, both countries are surrounded by rival countries with strong navies. One of those rivals is the Hermit Kingdom of North Korea. We don't know how big North Korea is for obvious reason. Experts think they could have as many as 85 submarines. But here, I have gone visualize a more conservative estimate of 36 submarines. A lot of this information is gleaned by satellite imagery on naval base like this one. But regardless of this specific number, we don't know that it's a pretty big submarine felt. Its rival some of the great power, at least in terms of number. But experts disagree about how functional all of these submarines really are. Some of these boats are at least 50 years old. It has around 8 diesel submarines capable of long range patrol, and then they have these two. They are diesel powered, and even though they can't stay underwater for more than just a few days, they do not have the ability to shoot for ballistic missiles armed with nuclear weapons, with a likely range that could easily reach Japan or even Guam and Hawaii, a part of the United States. Now, we are moving into the big three navies, the countries that use their submarines to project power at each other. And around the world, China has 58 submarines. 6 of those submarines are capable of firing rockets and nuclear weapons, and 6 more are attack submarines powered by nuclear energy. But the majority of China's submarines are still the older diesel-powered kind, but not for long. What China's rebels see where they look at this field is more like this. In the next 6 years, China filled with include at least 5 new nuclear-powered submarines. Two of them are going to be able to launch plastic missiles and nuclear weapons on them, and 3 of them will be able to launch cruise missiles. They are even getting Russia help to build a new extra quick, extra slanted plastic missile submarines, and that the US is worried about because it will be nearly impossible of them to track. They are doing this in part as a response to the US selling this submarine technology to Australia, but it also a part of China's bigger goal of being a global superpower, like the US, who can project power to every ocean in the world. This will be difficult for them, first and foremost, because the US and its allies have created a chain of military installation here in the Pacific. They allow them to track Chinese submarines trying to leave the region. But it will be also difficult because China is lag quite a bit behind the US. When it comes to creating slanty submarines, it's a gap that they are working hard to close. Russia has the second largest fleet, 62 submarines in total. We have just made a massive leap. This fleet is a huge step up from China's. Half of the fleet is powered by nuclear energy, and 12 of these submarines can launch nuclear weapons, something that they remind the world of by conducting these tests that show off their submarines. Launching these rockets, obviously without the neck on board. These other submarines are attack submarines, which are quick, hard to track. They can launch missiles with a range of 600 kilometers that are precise and able to hit a land-based target on the east coast of the United States. If they were here in the Atlantic Ocean, and this get to a really important use of submarines at this level, their ability to large around the globe. Russia quickly stand its nuclear armed submarines to key reason that navies and arrive in range. It's a part of their nuclear deterrent, the threat that if they are attacked, they have the capability to strike back and nukes. And no one can know exactly from where. In recent years, Russia shocked the world by unveiling the long range nuclear powered torpedoes. It can travel 185 kilometers an hour underwater, and it can hit target as far as 1000 kilometers. And it apparently carries a 100 megaton nuclear weapon that can create a radioactive tsunami. We are not 100% sure how much of this is real and how much is Russian propaganda. But it just goes to show you how crazy our advanced technology is become here. Okay, we have made it to number one, the United States, which is the most powerful submarine force in the world. Not just by number, but by capability. All 68 of these submarines are powered by nuclear energy. Most of these are attack submarines, which are smaller and quicker. They are meant for battle with their torpedoes and sea mines and shorter range weapons. Like these four submarines can each be loaded up with 158 cruise missile that have range of 1000 kilometers and are very precise. Then we get to these 14 submarines, which are huge. You can really see it where you look at them out of the water. These submarines can carry up to 34 missiles, each of them capable of carrying multiple nuclear weapons. That things are traveled up to 12,000 kilometers, which is nearly a third the Earth's circumference. At any given moment, 8 of these are lurking around the world's ocean, carrying some 720 nuclear weapons between them, and no one knows where. And that's the whole point. They are a foundational part of the US nuclear defense, a constant reminder that attacking the US could easily provoke a response from one of these hidden submarines. This is what controlling the ocean, and it's one of the way that the US has maintained its place as the most powerful countries on earth. To keep this position, in 2020, the US started building 12 new massive submarines to replace these 14 again nuclear armed submarines. They will be completed in 2042. So, those are the world summaries and a little bit about the strategic application. There's so much more to cover about summaries and naval strategy. So please tell me what question you have or what else I should cover on this topic in the future. Thanks for watching.